Everyone. Today we are going to discuss about eccentrically loaded columns. So till now we have solved few problems on Euler's theory, Rankine's theory. But both the theory, Rankine's as well as Euler's theory, they are applicable for axially loaded columns. But what is about when column is eccentrically loaded? Eccentrically loaded means what? When load is not act at center. When load is not acting exactly at the center of the column or center of the cross section. If that load is having eccentricity means what? It is the distance from point of application of load and particular axis. That is called as eccentricity. And that eccentric load produces different stresses. The stresses are called as direct as well as bending stresses. Now see here, I have shown the difference between axially loaded column and eccentrically loaded columns. So here in axially loaded columns, you will find that this load P is acting exactly at the axis of the column. Axis means what? Center of the column. And here it will act at the cross section of these two axes, x and y. Where that axis will meet, load will act at this particular point at the center, this P. That is called as axially loaded column. And then see eccentrically loaded. Now see here, in this case load is acting on the axis. Now this load is not acting on the axis, it is having some eccentricity E. Eccentricity means what? It is the eccentric distance. Eccentric means not at the center, or it is the distance measured from center of the column to the application of load, the line of application of load. The distance between these two is called as E, eccentrically loaded column, this particular distance. Now in this case you can see this is the crossing point of this cross section, this middle point. Okay, and now here load P is acting here at this particular point. It is not at the center. When this eccentric load, when it is not acting at center, this load will produces the moment. You know that whenever there is a force and some perpendicular distance, it causes moment. Okay, so here that moment will be caused just due to this axial load P into perpendicular distance E. So that moment is called as P into E. So that is called as eccentrically loaded columns. Now these columns, when they are subjected to eccentric load, they develops direct and bending stresses. They develop direct and bending stresses. Now initially just discuss about when load not act on the not load acts on the column and it causes the bending moment which produces tension on one side and compression on other side. What happen now when load is acting like this? What happen now when load is acting here at this particular point? Now it is eccentric. Then what will happen? It will try to compress this particular portion. ये जो right side का portion, it will try to compress because of load. It will come down. But at the same time, due to compression here, this force of action will be downward because of axial load. But at the same time, due to eccentricity, this particular end will try to lift because this is compressed, means this is to be lifted, means it here there will be compression, here there will be tension. Means whenever there are bases or foundation at the columns, normally they are under compression or tension. That is depends on how load is acting on the column. Now eccentric load means what? Load acts on there are some examples where load is eccentric, just like load acts on the dam. Everybody have seen the dams. Okay, dam is made up of normally concrete to store the water, and due to water what happen, lateral pressure acts on the wall of the dam. When load is act on the dam, now suppose here this is the cross section of the dam. Normally cross section is like this. Okay, and water is stored suppose up to this particular level. So here there is a water from this side. Now what happened, due to this water, it offers the lateral pressure over the surface, on the entire surface there will be lateral pressure, and due to this lateral pressure what happen, this dam may try to overturn like this. It will develop a moment because here The lateral force of water means what? It will develop some force here. That force into perpendicular distance. This is P acting at this point into perpendicular distance from the base. It will cause a moment. It will cause moment. These forces, if you consider resultant force act on the dam, that will be capital P into H by 2 will be the height of dam. So that will develop the moment acting at the center of the dam, and that moment will try to overturn the dam. So that's why here in this portion there will be tension, and in bottommost part there is a compression. So what is the use of this bottom portion? So it take compressive stresses, means it will avoid the collapse or avoid the crushing of this particular masonry. And due to this shape of this downward side of the dam, this is also called as a downward side. So this one, the shape is normally like this inclined one. This particular portion is always triangular one from the back side of the dam. So this triangular portion resists all the stresses, and this portion will be under compression. Okay. So here there are two types of stresses developed, direct as well as bending stresses. Direct stresses means what? It is just simply a ratio of force upon area. And bending stresses means what? Just due to moment, P into E. Now eccentric load, a load whose line of action does not coincide with the axis of the column, uh, called as eccentric loads, or the load which does not pass through the axis of the column, then it is called as eccentric load. Eccentricity means what? E. It is denoted by letter E. In bracket you can write down as E. It is the distance between axis of the column and line of action of force. Okay. So which distance? This one. Axis of the column and line of action of force. The distance between these two is called as eccentricity. Now see, direct and bending stresses. When direct, how to direct and bending stresses are calculated? Suppose this is the column where eccentric load P is acting other than center. E is the eccentricity. P is the eccentric load on column. Area of the column is B into D as cross section. B is the width and D is the depth, and sometimes for height of the column H or L letter is used, H or L, height or length of the column. Now eccentric load produces direct as well as bending stresses. Direct stresses means what? It is developed due to direct vertical load P. Okay. When this P is acting over the column, this P divided by A, here you can see the formula. Direct stresses means what? Sigma total stress on the dam, sigma max or sigma minimum equal to sigma 0 plus minus sigma B. Direct stresses, total stresses on the dam is nothing but addition of these two stresses, direct stresses as well as bending stresses. Okay. So direct stresses is nothing but P by A, force by area. Acting load divided by total cross section, you will get direct stress sigma 0. And to find bending stress sigma B, you have to use the flexural equation. So what is our flexural equation? M upon I equal to sigma by Y. This equation we are going to use. This is the flexural formula. M upon I equal to sigma by Y. You have learned this in unit number 3. M upon I sigma by Y. The cross multiplication of this, you will get M equal to, sorry, sigma B equal to this term. Sigma B equal to M into Y. This M into Y divided by I. So this is the flexural equation. So bending stress, so suffix B letter is for bending. So sigma 0 is equal to P by A and sigma B is equal to M upon I into Y. So this is the formula. To find this sigma max, sigma minimum, so here you must write down sigma max, sigma minimum equal to P by A plus minus M upon I into Y. Sigma 0 plus minus sigma B. So this is the formula. Throughout the chapter, you need this particular formula. Everybody should know how to find out the direct and bending stresses in the problem. So sigma equal to sigma 0 plus minus sigma B. Now see, direct and bending stresses, same thing I have discussed here with maximum and minimum value. So to find the maximum stress, maximum means what? Sigma max. Maximum find out करना है तो करना क्या पड़ेगा? You have to add this sigma 0 plus sigma B, because in previous case we seen that we have shown the sign convention plus minus. means this sigma b will be added plus ones and plus minus ones. Okay, plus and minus. So sigma 0 plus sigma b अगर आप करोगे तो क्या मिलेगा, sigma 0 p by a, sigma b m upon I into y, and sigma max equal to p by e plus m. So here I have replaced m equal to p into e. M is the moment produced due to eccentric load. M equal to p into e, and y is equal to b by 2. Okay, y equal to b by 2. Now here this is b, this is b. Y means what? Distance of that particular center from distance of extreme fiber. Extreme means what? Furthest pass, जो सबसे दूर है वो part, that is called as this particular portion. This distance from center, that is y by 2. And then moment of inertia about y axis. What will be the moment of inertia about y axis? So here load is here, you can see load is here, so it will cause a moment about y. Okay, so it will cause moment about, this is y axis. Now here load is acting on x axis, this load is acting on x axis, here p is on x axis, so there is no eccentricity for x axis, so moment about x axis will be 0, mx will be 0, but my will not be 0, and my will be this p into eyy, like that. Okay, so here I have just kept the value of Iyy. If it is Ixx, it will be BD cube by 12. But now it is Iyy, so it is DB cube by 12. Instead of BD cube, it is DB cube, because we are taking moment of inertia about y axis. So in this case, by putting this m y Iyy in the formula here, m upon I into y, so we will get this particular abbreviation. So same abbreviation I have used here. Okay, 6c upon b, p by a कॉमन लिया है, इसमें p by a कॉमन, 6p upon, here it is db cube by 12 होता है, यहाँ पे it is db cube by 12 I. Okay, so db cube by 12, and here y is b by 2, so this one b cube जो होता है उसका यहाँ पे y equal to b by 2 है, उसका एक b और ये एक b क्या होगा, कैंसल होगा, एंड हियर b by 2 होता है y, तो ये 2 और ये db cube by 12, 12 क्या होगा 6. Now this 6 on denominator will be on numerator, so it will be 6p upon db square into y. This will be the sigma max, and by taking p by a common, this equation will be 1 plus 6e upon b. Okay, and similarly this sigma max means what? You have to add sigma 0 plus sigma b. Now it is sigma minimum. Sigma minimum means what? Here you have to deduct sigma 0 minus sigma b. Only sign will change, everything remains same. In this case, you have to find out sigma max, sigma minimum in this way. Now see next case, stress variation with the direct and bending stresses. Three conditions. There are three conditions. So case 1 is when sigma 0 is greater than sigma b. Okay, केस वन क्या होता है, सिग्मा जीरो मीन्स और डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस, अगर डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस बेंडिंग स्ट्रेस से ज्यादा है, सिग्मा जीरो, केस वन इज सिग्मा जीरो इज ग्रेटर देन सिग्मा बी. दिस इज फर्स्ट केस. व्हेन सिग्मा जीरो इज ग्रेटर देन सिग्मा बी, your stress diagram will be like this. Okay, so this is your stress diagram. So stress diagram will be like this for first case. Throughout the base, stress produced will be totally compressive. So this is happened when sigma 0 is greater than sigma b. Here I have shown that when sigma 0 is greater than sigma b, stress diagram will be like this. This particular shape will be the stress diagram. So sigma max, this is sigma max, sigma 0 plus sigma b, and this will be sigma minimum, sigma 0 minus sigma b. Okay, now second condition, when sigma 0 equal to sigma b, when sigma 0 equal to sigma b क्या होगा, at that particular time, that particular condition is called as a no tension condition. When sigma 0 equal to sigma b, that condition is called as no tension condition. So at that time, no tension is developed in the base of the column. So here you can see sigma 0 equal to sigma b, sigma 0 equal to sigma b करोगे तो क्या होगा, here I have shown that calculation, sigma 0 equal to sigma b करोगे तो दोनों का वैल्यू अगर सेम है तो सिग्मा बी की जगह सिग्मा जीरो पुट कर सकते हैं, सिग्मा बी इक्वल टू सिग्मा जीरो. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, ये ट्वाइस टू सिग्मा जीरो, एंड दिस इज नथिंग बट ट्वाइस टू सिग्मा जीरो बेस. it is sigma max twice to sigma 0. But when you will find minimum, sigma 0 minus sigma b, and sigma 0 and sigma b are same, and this is sigma 0 minus sigma b is also sigma 0, so this will be 0, means on one side you will get stress 0, on other side it will be twice sigma 0. When this condition will obtain, when sigma 0 equal to sigma b, this is called as a no tension condition. So in no tension condition, your stress diagram will be triangular one. So this is the stress diagram, triangular one. At one side sigma minimum is 0 and at the other side it is twice sigma 0. This is second condition. Now third condition, when sigma 0 is less than sigma b. First condition was sigma 0 greater than sigma b, sigma 0 equal to sigma b, and now here sigma 0 less than sigma b, यानी कि डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस कम है किससे, बेंडिंग स्ट्रेस से, यानी कि बेंडिंग ज़्यादा है डायरेक्ट कम है, डायरेक्ट स्ट्रेस इज लेस. At that time, here stress diagram will be obtained like this. Okay, in this case stress, this is horizontal line and now this is the inclined line for the stress diagram. What it indicates here, so when load is acting here, this load will try to compress this particular end, and this stress will be positive, but because of compression here at this point, it will try to lift this end in upward direction. Okay, and then it will develop tension here. Here it must be negative. Okay, here it must be positive. This portion is under compression, it must be positive, and here it must be negative. Okay, so that is the stress diagram when sigma 0 is less than sigma b. So this is the difference between these two diagram. फर्स्ट डायग्राम में स्ट्रेस थ्रू आउट कॉम्प्रेसिव है तो पॉजिटिव, यहाँ पे ही पॉजिटिव होगा, लेकिन वन एंड जीरो है, अदर एंड मैक्सिमम है, और इसमें ये कॉम्प्रेसिव होगा, इट विल बी नेगेटिव. Same thing I have mentioned here when eccentricity is about x axis and y axis. Now here you can see eccentricity is about x and y axis. X and y means what? Your load is kept here, or you can keep load here, or you can keep here, you can keep load here. In every case what happen now, load is such that it will cause eccentricity about both the axes. Suppose this is the loading point and this is nothing but ey, eccentricity about x axis, and this distance will be from y axis, it will be ex. See carefully here, ex is the horizontal distance and ey is the vertical distance. Means whenever you are showing ex and ey, very carefully you should show the eccentricity points, because here when eccentricity is about x axis, so this is your x axis, so it should be denoted by letter ey. Okay, denoted by letter ey. So it must be, suppose this is y axis, and means ey should be shown parallel to y axis. If this is x axis, ex should be shown parallel to x axis, but these are the eccentricity about opposite axis. Okay, if you are showing load at this particular point, here you can see, I will just erase everything. Here you can see I have shown this as a ey. Okay, so it is the distance parallel to y direction, this is ey, but this is the distance from x axis. It is the distance from x axis but denoted by letter ey. Okay, because it is parallel to y axis. Now it is x axis, parallel to x axis is ex, but it is the distance of this load p from y axis, यानी कि y axis से जो distance होगा वो ex होगा, और x axis से जो distance होगा वो ey होगा, and that ex and ey are called as the eccentricities of the load. And here you can find out the maximum and minimum stresses by taking this condition. So sigma max sigma minimum equal to this, sigma means what, sigma max sigma minimum, sigma 0 plus minus sigma bx plus minus sigma by. Now in previous case we have just seen sigma 0 plus sigma b, but here I have added additional one term, sigma bx and by, means the low bending stress about x axis plus bending stress about y axis. When you have to write down these both the terms, because when eccentricity is about both the axis. If eccentricity is only about one axis, you should add only one term here, sigma b. Okay, but when eccentricity is about Ex and Ey, it is about both the axes, so you should use both the terms, sigma Bx plus sigma By, and here sign must be plus minus, because one value will be plus, other will be negative. That is depends upon how load is acting. Now sigma Bx means what? Bending moment about x-axis. So here you have to write down mx, here you have to write down ixx, here you have to write down y. Sigma By means you have to write down here myy, here you have to write down Iyy into y. Okay, means corresponding term should be considered. Okay, so in this way you should find out the maximum and minimum stresses when load is acting eccentrically. So this is case 1. Case 1 means what? Load is having eccentricity about both the axes. Means Ex and Ey both are present here. Now see case second. This is case second. In case second, what I shown here? Here only one eccentricity is shown. Means load is acting at this particular point. It is acting on the x-axis. This is x-axis. It is acting on the x-axis, means eccentricity about x-axis is 0, means Ey is 0. But this is y-axis. From y-axis load is at a distance of Ex. Okay, this distance is parallel to x-axis called as Ex. यानी कि y से जो मेजर करते हो डिस्टेंस Ex होता है, और x से जो मेजर करते हो उसको Ey कहते हो. Okay, so load is acting here, means here which term is absent? Ey is absent here, because load is acting on x-axis. Means eccentricity about Ey is 0, means this second term is going to be 0. Okay, means only you have to add this one term. Now case third, when eccentricity is about x-axis. See all the three cases. In first case I have shown both the eccentricities. In second case I have shown only Ex, load on x-axis. And now third case, now load is on y-axis. This one, this is y-axis, load is acting on y. So here I have shown Ey, but now here Ex is 0, because load is acting on y-axis. No eccentricity from this y-axis. So here which term will be now 0? So that mx term will be going to be 0, because there will be no moment about, my term will be going to be 0. No moment about x-axis. Okay, y-axis. Now next part of the chapter is core of section or kern of section. Kern or kernel of section. It is also called as kernel of section or core of section. Core means what? This yellow colored portions called as a core. Okay, so what is the see the definition first? It is the portion or area of the cross section in which if load is act on this area, tension will not develop anywhere and stress produced are totally compressive throughout the section. इसका मतलब क्या होता है? जब भी ये कोर ऑफ सेक्शन इस पे अगर लोड एक्ट होता है येलो कलर्ड पे, at that time there is a no tensile stresses developed in the column. All the stresses developed in the column are totally compressive, and compressive stresses are safer one. Tension should not be developed anywhere, that is the condition. If there are compressive stresses it is acceptable, but tensile stresses should not be developed. Means it is the area or portion when load is act on this particular yellow colored area or this core of section, then stresses produced are totally compressive or positive. And similarly for circular area, this is the portion where when load is acts. Okay, load is acts means what? It may be eccentric load. Suppose it is acting here, okay, yeah, or it is acting at this point, or it is acting at this point. But within this yellow colored area, load act even concentric, eccentric, no problem. But stresses developed will be totally positive, similar to the circular section. Now, what is the distance? The distance is nothing but d by t. It is the depth of the base or column. Okay, and this is width of column. This dimension is width, this is b. Okay, and when load is act on from center, अगर ये center है beam का तो b by 6 from this side, b by 6 from this side. If you add this total, it will be b by 3, because total width will be divided into three parts. This is first part, second part, third part. It will be b by 3 plus b by 3 plus b by 3. Addition of all these three will be b. And if you make half of b by 3, it will be b by 6, means b by 6 from either side of the this axis stresses produced will be compressive. Similar to this, along with the depth, it will be d by 6, d by 6. An addition of d by 6, d by 6, this total width from this point to this point, it will be d by 3. Okay. So this is the distance of core. Similarly, for the circular section, it is d by 8, d by 8 from the center. This is center of the column here. From center, from this side d by 8, from this side d by 8, and addition of these two will be d by 4. So that is the distance of core of section. Now it is calculated here how that particular section is obtained or distance is obtained. So using no tension condition, here you should show width, depth, everything, and using no tension condition, sigma 0 equal to sigma b. When we are equating sigma 0 equal to sigma b, sigma 0 is p by a and sigma b is m upon ixx into y. So here p and what is m here? M is equal to p into e, and ixx is bd cube by 12. Okay, and y is equal to d by 2. Okay, so this y is equal to d by 2, and if you cancel this this b, this d, you just write down on notebook and try to solve it. You will get this exx as a d by 6. Okay, so that's why these distances are d by 6, b by 6, d by 6, d by 6. For core of section, these are the distances. Okay, same thing I have mentioned here. So exx will be equal to d by 6. That is, exx should not be less than or should not be less than or equal to plus minus d by 6. Uyy should not be less than or equal to plus minus b by 6. So this is the condition of no tension for rectangular section. So d by 6 means what? Here I have shown that distance, and b by 6 means what? Here I have shown that particular distance. So what less than or equal to means what? Why it is plus minus mentioned here? I have mentioned here plus and minus. Why it is plus and minus? Because plus means suppose on right side and minus means on left side. Okay, so this is plus, this is minus, means on both the side of the cross section. Okay, and this distance is L by 3, L by 3, L by 3. Okay, and when this load is acting, this middle third part of the cross section, L by 3 means what? Middle third portion. That is also called as middle third rule. When load is acting on middle third part of in rectangular cross section, stresses produced are totally compressive. Okay, now similarly for core of section, for circular section, consider no tension condition, sigma 0 equal to sigma b. Sigma 0 is p by a, sigma b is m upon I into y. So m equal to p into e, and moment of inertia for circular section is pi by 64 d raised to 4, and y is equal to d by 2. You just cancel all the terms that can be possible, and then you will get the distance. E is equal to d by 8. Means for circular section it is symmetrical about xx yy. So we can write down exx equal to eyy should be less than or equal to d by 8. Here also you can mention it as a plus minus, because plus means to the right side, minus means to the left side. Similarly for hollow section, core of section for hollow portion, so that distance is d square plus d square upon 8d, because for a hollow section area is pi by 4 capital D square minus small d square, and moment of inertia is pi by 64 capital D raised to 4 minus small d raised to 4. So here you have to expand this particular term, and then few terms will be cancelled, then you will get this particular equation. Now here I have taken very simple problem on find the core of section for rectangular section of size 300 by 200 mm. Show it with the sketch. Explain no tension condition. So we know that for rectangular section exx is d by 6. Okay, exx means what? This is the horizontal distance. So it should be this particular distance, d by 6, 200 by 6, and uyy is equal to b by 6. So you will get the distance is 33.33 mm. 33.33 mm is this particular distance. Okay, and uyy means 50 mm. This distance is 50 mm. You can mark that this distance as a 50, this as a 33. But show with the difference shade, you will get the core of section. Now also it is asked to explain no tension condition. So already I have explained this condition. No tension condition means what? Whenever load is acting on this yellow portion, when sigma 0 is sigma b, in that case stresses produced will be throughout compressive. So this and this diagram will be obtained for no tension condition. No tension condition के लिए actually ये diagram है. Stress produced will be throughout compressive. Now find the core of section of circular section of size 250 mm diameter. Show it with sketch. तो सर्कुलर सेक्शन के लिए कोर ऑफ सेक्शन क्या होता है? इसेंट्रिसिटी शुड बी लेस देन और इक्वल टू d by 8. Here diameter is 250, 250 by 8, 31.33 mm from all the sides. So that will be the core of section. Okay. So in this way we have discussed about the direct and bending stresses. In next lecture we will solve few numericals on eccentrically loaded columns. Thank you very much. You write down all these things in your notebook, then and then you are able to understand this particular topic. Thank you.